held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that Harvard Capitol's lobby witnessed something no one inside the building had dared imagine. Evelyn Cross, 29 years old, just recognized by Forbes, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, stepping off her private executive elevator, stopped in the center of the lobby, looked down at Mason Holt, a control panel, and laughed out loud, not quietly. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms, openly, in front of everyone present. Hunter Vance, 200 poos, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, hands that had broken collarbones moved toward Mason on his employer's unspoken command. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and later Hunter lay face down on the marble. Mason Holt did not look back. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, beneath Mason Holt's maintenance uniform. And why would Hunter Vance never speak of that morning again? Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The morning something no one had expected began the way every other morning did. In near darkness. Held in one of Chicago's, with the quiet hum of ventilation systems cycling on and the faint odor of cleaning solutions still lifting from polished stone floors. Held in one of exclusive mixer, it was 4:47 in the morning, when Mason Holt walked through the service entrance on the east side of the building. Held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms, set his toolbox down beside panel CR4 in the lower control bay, and unrolled a hand-drawn diagnostic checklist on the floor next to him. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms, he had asked him to make that checklist. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, there was no form for it, no procedure number, no supervisor who'd assigned it. He had written it the night before, working through the fault sequence from memory. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, because the building's standard maintenance protocols hadn't been updated since the previous system's overhaul, and Mason had long since stopped trusting documents that no one bothered to revise. Held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms, the panel-controlled backup power routing for the 25th floor conference suite. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and according to the building's Mason checked every morning the way most men check the weather. CR4 store had registered a soft failure at 11:19 the previous evening. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, not a hard shutdown, but the kind of quiet degradation that announces itself in small ways and ends in a bad way, usually at the worst possible moment. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel bunter. Held in of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Mason Holt was 41 years old, and he carried the particular stillness of someone who had spent a long time in environments where stillness was a survival trait. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, his hands were weathered in a way that had nothing to do with keyboards or conference calls. The knuckles slightly enlarged. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The skin at the base of his thumb bearing a narrow scar that had healed clean but never completely disappeared. He moved economically without waste. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the way a man has learned that every unnecessary action in tight spaces costs something. At a Mercado's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he wore the gray utility uniform of Harvard Capitol's Infrastructure Maintenance Division. Senior level, a small silver badge on the left chest that said Holt M. In one of exclusive hotel ballrooms, facility, a title that meant in practice, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that he was the person who understood all the systems the building needed to function, and the first person called when any of them stopped working. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he had been at Harvard Capitol for 4 years. In those 4 years, the building had once experienced a critical systems failure during business hours. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, whether anyone connected those two facts was another matter. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Isaac Gallivan, security guard, paused in the hallway as he came around on his final circuit of the lower level. He was 23, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, new enough to the job, blinked slightly at unexpected presences. He'd stopped startling at Mason a month into his tenure. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. "You've been here since before I started my shift," Isaac said, not quite a question, Mason didn't look up from the panel housing he'd removed and set carefully to one side, held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms. "There's a third meeting," he said. "Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. If this panel fails during backup, the whole 25th floor loses protected power during the presentation." Isaac absorbed this. "Does anybody know you're down here?" "Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms," it's a Tyson to connection, and set his screwdriver against the adjacent terminal. "No," Isaac nodded, as though that were the most reasonable thing he'd heard all week. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms and continued his circuit. It worked in silence. The building breathing quietly around him. Every system running exactly as it should, because he was there to make sure it did. Held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms, he could hear, faintly, the mechanical unlock of the VIP elevator on the far side of the lobby activating. Someone was arriving early. His checklist had 2 items left. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, stepped out of the private elevator at 6:14 with the specific composure of someone who had not slept and was not going to acknowledge it. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she had been the chief executive officer and she had been the chief of Harvard Capital for 18 months. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which was either an extraordinary burden, depending on the angle from which you observed it. Held in most exclusive hotel ball gray suit, her hair pulled back with precision, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and she moved with the particular vigilance of someone who conducted an environmental scan before allowing themselves to fully inhabit a space, not vanity, not performance, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, but the learned behavior of a person who had been surprised once too often and had decided somewhere along the way never to be surprised again. In one exclusive hotel ballrooms, she was on the phone before her heels touched the lobby floor. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, adjusting to agenda for the morning's board meeting and confirming that the Series D close documents had cleared legal review. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a transaction that had finalized at 4 in the morning, to Singapore time, which meant she had been awake for it, which meant she had not slept. She spoke in full sentences. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel filler with filler, her voice carrying the flat efficiency of someone for whom words were instruments rather than decoration. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Hunter Vant walked 1 step behind her and 1 step to the right, maintaining the precise interval of a trained close protection operative, close enough to react. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, far and avoid telegraphing threat assessment to observers. He was 6'2", 210 pounds, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, with the kind of physical stillness not from relaxation but from permanent readiness. He worked for Blackridge Security Group, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a private firm Evelyn outside of Harvard Capital's standard security structure. He did not speak standard security structure. Held in one of Chicago's, he did not look at the lobby or the polished stone floors, he looked at the room. Held in one of Chicago's most makers, Evelyn ended her call and glanced at the phone screen where a message from Logan Pierce waited unread. Logan was Harvard Capital's chief financial officer, 47 years old, held in one of Chicago's most 8 years with the company, present since before Evelyn had taken the CCO role. She opened the message, read it in 2 seconds. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and the muscles around her jaw shifted in some way that was not quite tension and not quite nothing. She closed the message and put the phone away without replying. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. It was the kind of non-action that meant something, though only to someone watching carefully. And the only person in the lobby, positioned to watch carefully, was standing 1 step behind her to the right, and was employed, ostensibly, to watch for threats. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evelyn moved toward the central corridor, and it was in crossing the lobby that she saw the man kneeling on the floor beside an open panel housing, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, surrounded by hand-labeled wire leads and a rolled-out paper checklist in the middle of the public-facing area that was, in 90 minutes, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive to receive the members of Harvard Capital's board of directors. She stopped, not because she was surprised, exactly. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Because the floor plan of her building in her mind did not include a maintenance worker in the lobby at 6:14 in the morning on the day of a board meeting, and anything that did not match her internal floor plan received immediate attention. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She spoke without directing the Mason specifically, pitched at the general register of someone addressing a situation rather than a person. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive. This been cleared before I arrived, she said, and her assistant on the other end of the earpiece began explaining. Evelyn listened for approximately 4 seconds. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms for the Funner Stadium. He was on one knee, not looking up, his attention fully on the panel component in his hands. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive of hotel ballrooms. The maintenance uniform had a streak of hydraulic fluid across the left forearm, and the lobby floor was going to receive approximately 30 members of Harvard Capital's board. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, senior partners and institutional investors in 90 minutes. Evelyn looked at Hunter briefly. Then, in a voice that carried across the lobby with no particular effort, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she said something that she would not, in a year from now, choose to remember as one of her finer moments. Most exclusive hotel ballroom, she said. Hunter company pays out what? A few million in IT and facilities contracts, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and we still end up with someone fixing pipes in the lobby before a board meeting. It was not directed at Mason. It was not directed he were not present. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, as though the man on the floor were part of the ambient furniture of the room, like a potted plant or a floor sign. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel nothing, but he took 3 steps toward Mason, not hurrying, held in one exclusive hotel ballrooms, with the easy confidence of a man who had performed this exact type of intervention before and found it entirely unremarkable. Evelyn turned toward the far hallway. At a prestigious Singlego's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason continued to work. The lobby was quiet enough that the sound of his screwdriver was audible. He tightened the last connector, tested the circuit resistance, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and then Evelyn's voice came again, this time aimed directly at him, in the tone used by people who are accustomed to immediate compliance. Held in one of Chicago's ballrooms, I have guests in 90 minutes. Pack your equipment and clear this area. Mason set the screwdriver down. He stood up, slowly, without hurry, out of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the way a man stands when he is not reacting to urgency but making a choice. He with no particular hostility and no deference. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The backup worker for the 25th floor was running a soft fault from 11 last night, he said. If I leave now, the protected circuit fails during your presentation. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, I need 4 more minutes. He said it the way someone states a technical reality, not a negotiation. Most exclusive hotel ballroom. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evelyn looked at Hunter. Not a word, not a gesture. Hunter understood, just the look. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballroom, he crossed the remaining distance to Mason and reached out. One hand moving toward the collar of Mason's uniform in the unhurried, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, practiced motion of someone who had performed this kind of physical removal hundreds of times in his career and had never once encountered a complication. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, what happened next lasted approximately 3 seconds, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, though several people who were in peripheral positions around the lobby would later struggle to describe exactly what they had seen, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, because what they had seen did not conform to their model of how physical interactions between a maintenance worker and a trained security operative were supposed to proceed. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason did not step back. He did not raise his hands he did not protest. held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. As Hunter's hand made contact with the fabric of his collar, moved in a sequence that was so economical and so precise that it looked briefly held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, like nothing. And then Hunter Vance, 6'2", 210 pounds, former operator, Blackridge Security Group's most senior field agent, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, was face down on the lobby's stone floor, with one arm secured behind him, his cheek against the marble, completely immobile. It had taken Mason approximately 3 seconds. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he had not changed his voice. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason held Zen for exactly long enough to confirm that Hunter was not going to attempt to recover. Then he released the lock, stepped back, and turned to the panel. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He picked up his screwdriver. 2 more minutes, he said. The lobby was absolutely silent. Evelyn Cross had not moved. Isaac Galley, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, who had reappeared at the edge of the hallway at some point during the previous 30 seconds, stood with his mouth slightly open. Held in one of Chicago's Hunter Vance got to his feet slowly, his wrist marked red, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, his expression in some intermediate state between professional neutrality and something that was the opposite of what he had walked into the room with. He did not advance again. At a prestigious mixer held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he stood still, some watched Mason complete the work with the focused attention of someone recalibrating everything they had previously assumed about the man in front of them. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason closed the panel housing, collected his tools, rolled up the checklist, and stood. He looked at Evelyn Cross without apology and without challenge. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Backup routing is stable, he said. Your meeting won't have a power issue. He picked up the toolbox and toward the service corridor without looking back. The lobby stood in silence for a moment that lasted considerably longer than the physical moment itself. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel anyone, in the first 60 seconds after Mason left the lobby. She stood where she was, her hand holding her phone but not using it, held at those most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and she thought about what she had just seen, not about the interaction with Hunter. She knew what that meant. She had known men like Mason before in peripheral contexts, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and the technical precision of what he had done registered immediately as something that didn't belong in a building maintenance profile. At a most exclusive hotel ballrooms, what she was thinking about was the way Mason had looked at Hunter before Hunter reached him, not alarmed, not braced for impact. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he had looked at Hunter with the expression of someone watching a sequence they already knew the outcome of, making a decision about how much to let it unfold before intervening. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that was the thing that didn't fit. That was the thing she was still holding when she walked into her office, closed the door, and called Aria Bennett. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive you have on an employee, Mason Holt, she said, her voice back to its operational register. He's on the facilities operations team. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms 20 minutes. Iwania didn't ask questions. She said she'd have it ready. Held in one of the most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Aria Bennett had been Harvard Capital's Director of Human Resources for 3 years and had in that time held in one of Chicago's most developed of particular skill for reading what a personnel file said between its lines. She pulled Mason Holt's record from the system, and what she found was, on its surface, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, unremarkable. 4 years Harvard Capital, Senior Facilities Operations Lead, performance reviews consistently rated at the highest tier, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, one commendation for preventing a mechanical failure, the major client event, no disciplinary incidents, no complaints. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, below current the Priorat record history, 12 years in federal service, employment category listed as Special Operations, non-attributable unit. held in Chicago's most exclusive contact verification listed through the Department of Defense Human Resources Liaison Office. The 11 years before that, engineering's before that, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, followed by a brief window of civilian employment that stopped abruptly. The gap wasn't hidden, it wasn't flagged. It was just there, in plain formatting, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms of a standard employee file, and it explained everything and nothing simultaneously. Held in one of Chicago's most hotel ballrooms, Arya printed the file, held it for a moment, and then carried it to Evelyn's office. She put it on the desk. Evelyn read it. Neither of them spoke for a full 20 seconds. "What do you mean to do with this?" Arya asked. Evelyn was still reading. "Nothing yet," she said. "Let me think." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan Pierce received a message during the board meeting, not during the hallway beforehand, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms in the 90 seconds between the introduction and the formal commencement. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, it came from a contact stored in his phone under initials that didn't correspond to anyone on the company roster. He read it, deleted it, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and walked in composed expression he wore to all formal events. Held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms, he had been with Harvard Capital longer than Evelyn had been in executive leadership, longer than most of the current senior team. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and he knew every pressure point in the organization's structure, with the intimacy of someone who had helped design several of them. He was not a reckless man. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, what he was doing, the information he had been passing for 6 months to a firm that was quietly accumulating a hostile position in Harvard Capital's shareholder structure, was not in Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms. It was insurance. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evelyn Cross was going to reshape this company in ways that removed Logan Pierce from the core of the operation, and Logan Pierce had decided 18 months ago, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that he would rather timeline of that outcome than be subject to it. The board meeting proceeded without incident. Held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the 25th floor backup power system flawlessly. Nobody in the room knew why. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Joseph Merritt, the board's oldest member and one of Harvard Capital's founding in the corridor after the formal session ended. He was 71, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, slow-moving but sharp in the way that men who have survived long enough in high-stakes environments tend to be sharp. "I heard there was something in the lobby this morning." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he said, in the gentle, non-specific way of someone who has already heard more than they're acknowledging. "In order?" Evelyn looked at him steadily. "Yes," she said. Held most exclusive hotel ballrooms, good. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. That evening, and only the security rotation and overnight cleaning staff remained. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evelyn walked down to her service corridors and took the maintenance elevator to the lower level for the first time in 4 years of working in the building. She found Arya first, held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, in the HR sub-office near the facilities management room. When I asked about Hunter, Evelyn said, "You hesitated." Arya set down what she was working on. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms, Hunter Vance's credentials from Blackridge checked out in every formal respect, she said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, but his service history before Blackridge is thin in a way that's easy to miss if you're not looking for it. She paused. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive Boder Hotel, your attention. The introductory referral that brought him to intermediary, it came not through your personal network, not through Blackridge directly. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, whose network? Evelyn asked. Immediately, that did not answer was the answer. Held in one of Chicago's most went to find Mason the following afternoon, alone, without a file or a prepared statement. She walked down to the facilities operations area on the lower level, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, where Mason was calibrating a pressure sensor on the building's secondary cooling circuit. I'm not here to process the incident from yesterday. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, I'm here because I read your file carefully enough to know that what you did in the lobby wasn't a reaction. It was a decision, and I want to understand what you decided. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason continued working for a moment. Then he set the calibration tool down and looked at her. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Vance's name isn't Hunter Vance, he said. His real name is Kyle Merritt, Mason said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he ran with a private contracting Europe for about 3 years. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the unit was shut down after a federal investigation into client data breaches. They were selling operational information from the people they were supposedly protecting. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, I knows I was in the field during his period and his unit crossed paths with mine twice. The second time it cost my team something that didn't need to be lost. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, when I saw him in this building, it wasn't to protect Evelyn Cross. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Aria absorbed this in silence. She asked one more question before. Why did you wait? You knew on day one. Why not say something immediately? Held in one of hotel ballrooms, Mason's answer was quiet and exact. Because knowing isn't the same as having something. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, I needed to understand who had brought him in, and why before I said anything to anyone who might be connected to the person who hired him. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, if said the wrong thing to the wrong person, he walks out and takes everything he's already copied with him. Aria nodded slowly. Exclusive hotel rooms. She stood at the door of the equipment room for a moment. Held in one of Chicago's ballrooms, Evelyn Cross is not a bad person, not a looking, she said, not looking at. She's running something larger than she's had time to grow into. At a prestigious Singapore held in one of Chicago's most exclusive Wrong Hill ballroom people, because she's terrified of what that cost her. What happened in the lobby, she knew in the moment that she'd crossed a line once. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she just didn't know how to step back from it. Mason said nothing. But he stopped working, which was its own kind of response. Aria left. Held and a 1D Chapol's mixer held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Behind her, the lower-level equipment room hummed with the sound of systems running as they were meant to run, maintained by a person whose name appeared nowhere in the company's organizational charts under any category that signaled importance. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Logan Pierce architecture was not complicated. Logan Pierce's for 6 months so Brigady purpose been ferner for a internal class was patient. Praistarm for 6 months, strategic projections, shareholder capital structure analysis, deal flow timing. To a firm called Meridian Acquisition Group, which was building a controlling stake in Harvard L entities, through Shell. Held in one of exclusive hotel ballrooms. The goal was a hostile bid scenario shareholders meeting, scheduled 3 days away. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Meridian would appear with enough combined shares to force a board vote of no confidence in Evelyn's leadership. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that reframed the company's recent performance as a series of executive misjudgments, and opened the path to a full acquisition at a depressed price. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan had been promised the restructured entity. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, more importantly, he had been promised that the restructured entity would be run the way he believed it should be run, which was to say, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the way it had been run before it arrived with her 29-year-old certainty and her appetite for transformation. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he had arranged Hunter Vance's introduction to Evelyn through a brokerage intermediary that had no visible connection to Meridian, a shell consulting firm with a polished website and 3 verifiable but inactive clients. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, it had taken Logan 4 months to find someone with Hunter's particular profile, technically credentialed enough to pass a surface-level background check. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, experienced enough in close protection work to maintain the role's procedural requirements convincingly. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and morally flexible enough to operate as a collection asset under the cover of a protection assignment. Kyle Merritt had been exactly what Logan needed. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He had no way of knowing that Kyle Merritt's career had crossed paths with Mason Holtz twice, in a different decade, in a different kind of work, and that Mason Holtz's memory for face was the kind of memory that does not degrade with time. Held in one most exclusive hotel ballrooms, what Logan had not factored into his calculation was that the building he worked in had a facilities operations lead who noticed things. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the way other people tracked appointments, at one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and who had spent 12 years in an environment where the difference between a missed detail and a catastrophic outcome was often one careful person paying attention at the right moment. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that same evening Mason made a phone call. He made it from outside the building, in the parking structure on the second level. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, standing beside his quiet that suggests the conversation is not one for indoor acoustics. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The person he called was used in Gabriel Shaw, a name he had not used in per phone directory. Held in one of Chicago exclusive hotel ballrooms, memorized and carried only in the way that certain things are carried by men who have learned not to trust backup systems with what matters most. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he asked Gabriel a network connection. He gave him 48 hours. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Gabriel said he'd have it sooner. 2 days later, not by email, not by any channel connected to a corporate address. Exclusive hotel ballrooms, but through a method that left no retrievable record. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The file contained confirmation that Kyle Merritt, traveling under the alias Hunter Vance, had been contracted by Meridian Acquisition Group 7 months prior. His assignment, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, to insert himself into Harvin Capital's close protection structure, access Evelyn Cross's communications and schedule, and forward strategic intelligence to a relay contact. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms for the 3 months since he'd been introduced to Evelyn's security rotation. The connection to Logan Pierce's exclusive account Pierce was documented in 3 transaction records and 1 communication log. It was, as evidence went, clean. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, in parallel 2 days before the shareholders' meeting. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. At prestigious rooms, she composed a strategic memorandum containing a specific of fabricated projections. Numbers that were wrong in ways that would be immediately apparent to anyone in the industry, but plausible enough to pass a quick review. Held in one of Chicago's rooms, she gave the document to Logan directly, in a one-on-one meeting. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, in a format that contained unique metadata signature she'd embedded without telling anyone except her personal legal counsel. In one of hotel ballrooms, she told Logan it was confidential pre-meeting analysis, not yet finalized. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. 12 hours later, a financial projection figure ran a brief item from an unnamed source close to Harvin Capital's leadership. Held one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The metadata signature had been stripped, but the content was unambiguous. Held in one of Chicago's hotel ballrooms, Evelyn read the item on her phone in the back of a car at 7 in the morning and understood, with complete clarity, what she was dealing with. She called Aria. Held in one of Chicago's most ballroom, she didn't say much. She said, "Make sure Mason knows what we need for the day after tomorrow, and find out if he needs anything from us." Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Hitch found Mason that evening working a late maintenance rotation on the upper mechanical floor. held in one of Chicago Capo's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. She told him that to off the documents for the shareholders' meeting, the original shareholder agreements, and the series of acquisition-related filings that independent Harvin Capital's legal defense against a hostile position were stored in physical form in the sub-level archive room, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and that she had reason to believe they were going to be targeted before the meeting. Held in one of Chicago ballrooms, Mason looked at the buildings, schematic in his head the way other people look at a printed map. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the archive on sublevel 2 was accessible through two routes. One through the main facility corridor, which was covered by commercial camera systems, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, and one through the utility service passage that ran along the east structural wall, which was not, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Because he had pulled and rerouted the cable runs in that passage 14 months ago during a systems upgrade. Held in exclusive hotel ballrooms, he also knew because he checked the building's access logs as part of his nightly systems review, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that for twice, a Hercavs mix week, under the nochago of a routine security there, under the notation that had requested security corresponding entry in the security team's official inspection log, held in one of hotel ballrooms. He told Arya this. Her expression didn't change much, which was how he knew she wasn't surprised. At a prestigious singles mixer, most exclusive hotel ballrooms, they worked together that night after 11, when the floor had cleared. Mason accessed the archive room through the East Passage, confirmed which documents had been disturbed, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, against the building's digital document management system backup, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, ran on a server cluster in the basement level that Hunter Vance had no reason to know existed and no access credentials to reach. Held in one of Shikarev guided the document identification while Mason pulled and verified. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the physical files had been replaced with altered versions, subtly in the way that people with experience in document manipulation work, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, counting on the altered material not being read closely before it was cited in a formal proceeding. By 2 a.m, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, every compromised document had been replaced with a verified original pulled from the backup system. The altered versions were set aside and photographed. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Mason sent a message to Gabriel Shaw. Gabriel replied 2 words. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, stood in the hotel archive room for a moment in the silence, listening to the building around him, all systems running correctly, all circuits stable, and thought about the meeting in 17 hours. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Hunter Vance came to find Mason the morning of the shareholders' meeting. He was too careful for that meeting. Not in the lobby, he was too careful for that now. At a prestige singles mixer held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which is to say he had been watching Mason's movement patterns for 2 days, and had made a calculated judgment about where the next contact would occur with the minimum number of witnesses and the maximum amount of plausible ambiguity, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. It was not the careless overconfidence of the lobby. This was different, deliberate, professional, and dangerous in a way that the lobby confrontation had not been. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Hunter came down the passage, and when he found Mason, he didn't reach for a collar. He said, in a flat, professional voice, "Hotel ballrooms, you need to not be a problem today." Mason set down what he was holding. He looked at Hunter Vance, at Kyle Merritt, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, whose real history he knew, and said nothing detail. "You're running out of time here," Mason said. "Whatever Logan promised you, Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, it doesn't get delivered if the meeting goes the way you need it to go, and the meeting isn't going to go the way you need it to go." Hunter moved. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Easton had known he'd assessed him in the lobby the same way you assess any trained operative on first contact. He was fast, technically sound, committed to the engagement. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms that Mason absorbed by choice, not by mistake. Absorbing it let him control the terminal geometry of the exchange, which ended with Hunter face down of the exchange. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, this time with a knee on his lower back and both wrists secured with a cable tie from Mason's pocket. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which he had put there before coming to work that morning, because he had known the confrontation was coming and had decided how it would end. He held the position for 30 seconds. Heldo's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Stay here. Stepped to the end of the passage and looked out. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Gabriel Shaw at 7 at the building at the morning on the day of the meeting, dressed in civilian clothes, carrying nothing visible. He and Mason exchanged maybe 12 words total in the equipment bay on sublevel 1. They did not need more than that. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotels and complete. The file Gabriel's contractique. Kyle Merritt's contracting history with Meridian Acquisition Group, documented across 3 payment records and a communication log with timestamps that placed his initial focal engagement 7 months prior, 1 month before Logan Pierce had first Motto's terminator contact with the Meridian intermediary. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Gabriel had also included a secondary document, a verified record of prior assignments over the previous 4 years. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, 3 of which involved the same operational pattern: infiltrate a close protection role, communications forward intelligence, exit before exposure. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. He had done this before. He had always exited cleanly. Mason handed the full file to Arya, keeping only a single summary page that he folded and placed in his shirt pocket. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Gabriel left the building 40 minutes later through the same service entrance he had entered, and nobody who worked at Harvin Capital saw him or knew he had been there. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the shareholders' meeting at 2 in the afternoon in the 25th floor conference suite. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the same room whose backup power circuit Mason had repaired at 4:47 in the morning 4 days earlier. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a detail that no one in the room knew and that mattered in ways they would never fully appreciate. Meridian Acquisition Group had sent 2 representatives, institutional, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, composed with a structured file and a share position that on paper gave them the standing to call a vote. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel in his usual seat, Logan Pierce sat at the board table in his usual seat of someone who had planned for this day in detail. The meeting was opened. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Meridian Ditiv rose to present the case for a leadership review, citing a series of strategic projections that formed the backbone of their argument. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive ballrooms, Evelyn Cross sat at the head of the table and let him speak without interruption. She had a folder in front of her. She did not open it until he finished. When she stood, held in one of the hotel ballrooms, she was not arguing. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the accurate acquisition documentation. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the verified financial projections. Every document that Meridian's case or absent was present, accurate, and intact. Held Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the fabricated projections that Logan had forwarded to the aggregator were traceable, and the traceability was documented on the table. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, collapsed under the weight of the accurate record. There was a silence in the room that had a particular quality. The silence of people recalibrating. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Logan Pierce understood what had happened before Evelyn had finished her third sentence. He understood it the way you understand checkmate. Not with surprise. Held in one of Chicago's hotel ballrooms because the structure had been clear if you were looking at the right pieces. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. but with the specific quality of recognition that comes when a plan you have been executing for 6 months reveals the flaw you missed when you built it. He did not speak. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he sat with his hands flat on the table and waited, because there was nothing else left to do. Aria Bennett entered the room shortly after Evelyn concluded. At a prestigious Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she was accompanied by 2 members of Harvard Capital's legal team and a representative from the Federal Financial Crimes Division who had been briefed the previous evening. In most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she did not look at Logan when she walked in. She looked at Evelyn, and she gave a small, precise nod that communicated everything. It was done. It had held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The documentation was sufficient. Logan Pierce was escorted from the meeting without a scene, quietly in the manner of formal proceedings, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which is sometimes more devastating than noise. The Meridian representatives gathered their materials and put without comment. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Joseph Merritt, from his seat near the window, watched all of this and said nothing, its own form of approval. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the building was quieter at 7 that evening than it had been all week. Evelyn Cross took the maintenance elevator for the second time in 4 days. Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, which for a person of her habits constituted something close to a pattern. She found Mason on sub-level 1, running a post-event systems check. Routine work, held in most exclusive hotel ballrooms, the kind that follows any high-traffic day in the building, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, verifying that the cumulative load across the morning and afternoon hadn't introduced any latent irregularities in the circuits. He was working methodically through a checklist. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel for a moment, before he acknowledged her presence. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive hotel ballrooms, which she understood was not rudeness but simply his unvarying operational mode. He finished the item he was on before redirecting attention. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, because that was how you avoided errors, said. You knew who Hunter was from the beginning. It was not quite a question. Yes, Mason said. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. So why not tell me immediately? Her voice was direct without reproach. She was genuinely trying to understand the sequence. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, but clap. Because on the morning of the lobby you had just used him as an instrument, Mason said. If I had come to you that same day and said his name isn't what you think it is, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, there was no reason for you to believe me over him. I needed you to already be asking the question before I handed you the answer. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that's just the order in which information becomes useful. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Evelyn was quiet for a moment. Then she said the thing that was, for her, a significant act. I was wrong. In the lobby. What I said and what I allowed to happen, I was wrong. Mason looked at her for a long beat. He didn't make it easy, didn't rush to fill the space with reassurance. Finally, you know that. In one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Aria, a few minutes later, carrying a summary of the day's legal proceedings, Logan Pierce's devices had been surrendered for forensic review. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, Kyle Merritt had been identified and detained for questioning, and the federal financial crimes investigation was formally open. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, Black Ridge Security Group had suspended operations pending a compliance review of their contractor vetting process. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. The hostile acquisition position would unwind over the following 30 days as the documentation that supported it dissolved. Harvard Capital's position was intact. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Evelyn sat on the edge of a workbench in the sub-level equipment room, and the attentions had read through the summary with the focused attention she gave to all documents. When she finished, she asked Mason one question. Are you going to stay? He was quiet for a moment. That's not exactly the right question, he said. She waited. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive singles hotel ballrooms. The right question, Chicago, is whether this building actually I need someone keeping its systems running, or whether the company just needs someone to put in a work order and wait. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Evelyn looked around the sub-level operations room, at the banks of circuit panels, the cable routing. In Mason's compressed notation, held in one of Chicago's, the diagnostic checklist rolled up beside a sensor housing, things that kept the entire 40-story structure functioning without anyone in it knowing they were there. Both. Most exclusive hotel ballrooms, she said. Mason picked up his checklist. Then yes, he said. Held in one of hotel. 1 week later, the morning at Harvin Capital began as it always did. The ventilation systems cycled on at 5:30. The lobby lighting came up in stages. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, warming from the indirect perimeter fixtures to the signal array, casting long even light across the stone floor. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive tier climate. Reached target temperature at 5:51, 2 minutes ahead of the automated schedule. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, because the secondary cooling circuit calibrates prior by the facility's operations team. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Mason Holt walked through the service entrance at 6:03 yet and a tool diagnostic reader, setting both on the workbench in the lower equipment room. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. And beginning his morning systems review the same way he began every morning systems review, not because anyone required it, not because it appeared on any formal duty log, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, but because the building systems did not audit themselves and the cost of a missed reading was a problem that arrived at the worst possible time. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, he worked through the checklist, methodically, each item confirmed and initialed the early morning quiet of the building, a kind of agreement between the structure and the person maintaining it. The systems ran, the circuits held. Everything was as it should be. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive, Evelyn Cross stepped out of the private elevator Shakespeare fix. At 6:17. The new security arrangement was in a transitional period, and she had decided, for the time being, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that she preferred to move through her own building unescorted during early hours. She was carrying a folder and, tucked inside the folder's front pocket, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, a handwritten note she'd prepared the night before, not because anyone had required it, not because there was a standard protocol for it. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, that preparation is not a sign of uncertainty. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. It is the thing that a day's complications without being undone by them. She crossed the lobby. Held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms. Mason was the lower-level equipment room at the end of the service corridor, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, visible in the way that things are visible when you know to look. Not announced, not obvious, but there as he had always been there, as the building required him to be. At a most exclusive hotel ballroom, she caught his eye briefly across the distance of the corridor. He nodded once. Held in one of Chicago's exclusive single zooms, the lobby received the morning light through its east-facing panels, the stone floor reflecting it in clean long lines. Somewhere above them, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, 40 stories of offices and conference suites and operational infrastructure waited for the day to begin, held upright, held functional, held in one of Chicago's most exclusive hotel ballrooms, held intact by systems that nobody thought about and by the one person who had made it his business to think about nothing. The building stood, as it had always stood. At a prestigious singles mixer held in Chicago's most Chicago-counting exclusive hotel ballrooms, not because of the name on the 25th floor on its facade or the decisions made in the 25th floor conference suite, but because someone had been there at 4:47 in the morning with a hand-drawn checklist and 2 minutes to spare before everything that mattered fell apart.